Hi, sorry for the delay. Just trying to find the link so I can get it posted up on the Facebook event. My apologies. I know we were delayed getting started because I said 2:30, but woohoo, technical things. And so we are here now, and I am just getting that link so I can post it so everybody who's joining from the Facebook event can find us. If you're hoping to comment on the live video, please make sure that you are signed into YouTube using your Gmail account, and that will allow you to post comments in the live video. And there we go. And okay, now I just have to adjust my camera because the fun thing is that the camera does not show what the live video shows. So I need to just adjust a couple things. And, well, that's as good as it's going to get. At least we've got our double page spread open here because we are going to be doing some scrapbooking today. And I'm also just going to fiddle for half a moment. We have done our walkthrough of our January-February catalog today, and that was super fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So this was the catalog that I'm talking about, and I'm just trying to see if I can get the video up on my laptop as well so that I can actually see your comments as they come in. This was so much easier when I could just do the live videos on Facebook, but Facebook has decided to not play nicely. So, okay, let's get on here. Let's get the video up. And can I see the comments? Hey, hello, Heather. Nice to see you're watching. Okay, so I can see the comments, but I can't see the video. Wonder how I can get them both at the same time. Oh, well. Laura says, I'm inspiring her to go do a page. Awesome. Hey, Michelle. All right, so at least I can see the comments if I can't see the video. So that is one step in the right direction. We are going to be using the Let's Party collection for this first live crafting video. We're going to be making a double page layout. So we're going to be using some pattern paper, stickers, cardstock, and acrylic pieces, as well as the Let's Party Scrapbooking Stamp and thin cuts. And so let's get started because we've already spent a lot of time just trying to get all our technical ducks in a row. And let me just grab my base pages. I'm going to be using one of the coordinating cardstocks for this collection, which is the Ballerina. And if you flip one of these over, you will notice that this is the darker side of Ballerina, and this is the lighter side. This is the true color side. This is the back side, and I'm actually going to be using the back side. Now, I didn't even get my adhesive out before I started. I tell you, there are days. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive just in the center of my cardstock so that I can stick it down to my Versamat, and that way it won't wander around while we're trying to do the layout, especially if you're trying to use, say, a template to create a layout and you're trying to follow directions and use measurements. It's nice if your papers don't wander about on you, because you could get one thing stuck down and then inadvertently stick something else down in the wrong place just because your paper shifted while you were crafting. And that is no fun. No fun at all. So we're going to start first by adding some pattern paper to our left page. I've got this first piece here, which is the gorgeous confetti. And this is, oh no, the camera is blurry. I wonder if I stand still for a second here and do one of these, whether I can get the camera to focus. And see if that helps. Did that focus anything better? Sometimes when you're flipping the catalog pages, it kind of gets it blurry. Of course, I can't see the video and the comments at the same time. It's looking fairly okay on my end. Hopefully it improves a little better. Okay, awesome. Okay. Oh, Heather's got some advice there about changing the quality. Okay. So, but I know we were having that trouble before with YouTube where the quality was kind of eh. So this piece has been cut to 11.5 by 8, and I'm going to go ahead and stick, well, there we go. Stick it down to my base page. Let's just sort that out. We're having difficulty with the video and with my ability to hold on to things. It's a twofer kind of day. There we go. And my trash can is on the other side. All right, now, because I went off the edge with my adhesive, I'm just going to roll it up and over the edge. Okay. So this we want to stick down with sort of an even border of the ballerina showing, which gives us about 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and just stick that on there like that. We're going to cover up quite a bit of this pink paper, which is good because the photos that I'm using today are photos from Julia's birthday, and she's not really a pink kind of girl. Not anymore. When she was little, she kind of wore pink and purples and things, but not so much anymore. Probably the redhead has done it. And you know, so that kind of thing. And then we're going to come in this particular layout. Now, I will tell you, this is not an out of Monica's brain layout. This is one of the layouts that was introduced to all the makers from our catalog launch party with the makers. And I really liked this one, and I thought it was an interesting layout, plus using great papers. And so I wanted to share it today. So some of you who follow different makers may see the same layout a few times just because we all learned it. But this particular layout makes use of 4-inch squares of paper, and that is a fun kind of template for lots of crafting. So we're going to start out with 3 4x4 squares of pattern paper. So we've got this beautiful checker 4x4 piece. I'm going to start a little pile of stuff over here beside me because I'm never going to always get it into the trash. And then I'm going to put this one on a bit of an angle. I'm going to come in about 5/8 of an inch from the corner and kind of put it on a little tilt going out to the outside edge. And then I'm going to add on my diagonal stripe. The back side is these beautiful banners. Again, these are all 4x4, which works out well because sometimes you're going to cut things that, you know, if you cut an 8-inch piece like this, then you're going to be left with 4-inch strips. So it's good to be able to use that 4-inch strip, right? So we're going to come up about 1 inch from the bottom of this pattern paper here. And we're going to stick this one on kind of straight-ish. And then we're going to have these fun sort of swirly yays. Not swirly, wavy yays. They're doing the wave. And we're going to put those on here as well. Now, the photos I'm using today are from Julia's birthday when she turned 13 this year. And she decided that we were going to celebrate her birthday at Burger King, which actually worked out well for this layout because the colors work. So let me show you a couple of the photos. So Julia doesn't seem to be able to take a normal picture these days. It always has to be a little bit, funny faces and weird expressions, and, because one is 13. So one must do weird things. So here we have sticking out the tongue with the cross eyes. And we have the giving mom the side eye with a weird, duck face smile, where you're sucking your cheeks and do the side eye. So I thought this is kind of cool because she's got the beautiful red in her shirt. This was a shirt her brother gave her for her birthday. So it's got black and white and roses. And then the bench that we were sitting on at Burger King in behind here, sorry, fuzzies, is this beautiful green color, which works with the jade in this collection. And I was like, oh my gosh, it wasn't planned, but woohoo. So these are 4x6-ish photos. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick them on these card bases, which are 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. White daisy, French vanilla, one or the other. Let me see. Let me double check. These are white daisy. Yes, French vanilla. So that's the coordinating color from the collection. We're just going to go ahead and layer these up. If I can. Put them on there. And then let's add this other one. She's such a ham sometimes. Kids will be kids and they'll do the things that kids do. And when you're 13, you do funny things. I think she only has a normal face in one photo that's on this entire layout. But really for her, what's normal, right? Now, thinking about placement of these photos, I could put them this way or this way. And either would really work, except for I think they look better this way because this side eye kind of heads a little bit off the page. And this one is more sort of central and down. And I don't really want the one where she's looking off the page to be way over here. So I kind of like them in this order. So we're going to go ahead and stick these down. Now the original instructions said to use some foam tape. I'm going to skip the foam tape. I'm just going to stick them down as is because I want to. No other reason, just because I want to, but you could absolutely use foam tape. So we're going to stick this one about 1 3/4 in and 2 1/2 down. And we're actually going to kind of put it straight. If we can. If we don't, then we don't. But that's kind of the hope. And then we're going to add this one. If I can get the backing off. Beside it, but we're going to come down a little bit. So this one is going to be 1 1/2 in and 3 inches down. So kind of about there. We'll leave a tiny gap in between just for fun, just for funsies. And then let's move over to the second page. And we're going back to those same ideas of using the 4-inch squares. So I have a whole bunch here. I've got more of the same, plus a few that are different. And you can see as I'm putting them on the page, I'm kind of creating a little sort of circle cluster of these 4-inch by 4-inch pieces. So let's start adding those on. We're going to start with this one here. And one thing about this is you get lots of pattern on here, and it's a very economical way to cut the paper. You could always substitute these for cardstocks. You could do some random stamping, but because they're 4x4s, you're not wasting anything, right? A 12-inch strip gives you 3 of these. A 12-inch piece of paper gives you 9 of them, if you can math. So we're going to come down 3¼ inches. 1, 2, 3¼ inches, and we're going to come in 3/4 of an inch, right about there, and stick that one on. Then let's go to this fun one with the banners, like so. So it's easy cutting for this layout too, because all these pieces are the same size. It's just placement. And so this next one is going to be 3¼ inches in from the side, from the left, and 3/4 of an inch down. So right there. And then our yay. We're going to add some adhesive to that. All right, now I scrolled up so I could check my video, and now I can't see your comments. So let me scroll back down. The boldness of this kit reminds you of Beach Party. Yes, very much so. There was the bright clover green in the Beach Party, along with the Bluebird and Sundance and the Candy Apple. Definitely. So if you still have some of those things, you can mix and match those in. That would be super fun. So this next piece, we're going to come 1¼ inch down from the top and 1¼ inch in from the left side, like so. Stuck to my hand. I can't even tell if I'm straight. I'm sure I'm way crooked, but it is what it is, because I'm actually sitting way over here and trying to scrap way over here. I gotta get used to how the camera setup is when we go on the YouTubes, doing the live YouTubes. I'm glad some of you have figured out how to log in so that you can comment on the live video. I appreciate that, because then I can tell if anybody's watching. So we're going to come 3 inches up, and we're going to come 1/2 inch in and 3 inches up, 1/2 inch in, and stick that right about there. And you're going to notice there's going to be a gap in the middle. Don't worry about that. We'll sort it out. It'll all come out in the wash, as they say. Had a momentary thought that I hadn't removed the backing off that one, and it wasn't actually stuck down, but it was. We're going to come 2¼ inches in from this side, like that, and up 1/2 inch, like that. And then this last one, the beautiful confettis that matches with our base pattern over on that side, or a background pattern. This one is going to be 1 3/4 inches in from the left and 3/4 of an inch up. So it's just going to overlap that one, just going to touch up against that one. There we go. We've created a nice little sort of around the world tour of all those patterns. How fun is that? So that's the other good thing about this particular pattern is you can, or this template, is that you can make use of all the different patterns in a collection, right? And you can even add in the mix-ins. You can switch it up with some cardstocks, all of that fun stuff. Now we're going to come in with another photo. So this photo was actually taken at home. This is where she'd been opening her gifts. Of course, Little Miss Artsy got paints and paintbrushes and charcoal pencils and kneaded erasers and drawing books and a big pack of markers and all the artsy fartsy things for her birthday. So she was super happy about that. So we're going to stick that on there. Easy cutting is good. You are correct, Laura. Especially when, like, we have some events that we do online, like our card making stash dash and the scrap it, don't stash it, where you have to come up with a layout, you know, kind of quickly, or, you know, a card kind of quickly. And so it's nice to think, oh, if I just grab a whole bunch of 4x4 pieces of paper, I can totally create a fun layout, right? I can add little blops of color across there. So here is Julia's, you know, look, even here, making a silly face as we're getting ready to go into Burger King for her birthday. Her choice, which is kind of weird, but yeah, she wanted Burger King. I don't think she's ever asked for Burger King before, but that was her choice. In fact, she talked about having a party with her friends, and then she was like, no, I changed my mind. I don't really want to. I've stuck it down, and it's not lined up very well, so I'm going to lift it. Ooh, this is a good tape I'm using today. There we go. Let's try that again. That's better. There we go. So yeah, so there's the whole family, dad, mom, big brothers, and her hanging out in front of Burger King. And then, of course, for dessert, she didn't want dessert at Burger King. She decided instead of a birthday cake, she wanted a whole selection of cookies from the grocery store. You know, the big squishy cookies. So we got chocolate chips. We had these peanut butter oatmeal ones, some 2x brownies. I think there was some other kind too. And so, of course, posing with cookies. And, of course, making kind of a funny face. I think the only one where she was sort of looking not like a funny face was the one where she was busy looking at her markers. And let's center this. So this is a 4x4 photo. This one was a 4x3-ish. My printer is not quite. That's why there's a little bit extra on the frame around there. But this is a 4x4. And so we're going to stick these on. This one is going to be 2 3/4. Oh, I already put the backing on. Look at that. This one is going to be 2 3/4 inch down and 2 inches in. So 2 inches in, 1, 2 3/4 inches down. So right about there. I didn't put the tape on the back of this yet. And this one, now these are going to touch up to each other, which is why we didn't care that there was that gap of cardstock showing in the center, right? So then this one is going to be 2 inches down from the top and butted right up against the other one, so I don't really have to do the sideways measurement. We're just going to stick it on there. And then, of course, this one, we don't really need the measurement because we're just going to tuck it in the little nook that has been created with the other two photos. And there we go. Now this photo, even though Julie is facing this direction, Sean is facing this direction, so it's okay to put him on the end. Plus his arm kind of wraps around, and it's all good. And these two photos, actually, I did a little bit of a cheater on this, and this is something to keep in mind when you're looking at photos. I wanted two photos that went together on this side that kind of focused on her, and these were the two that I had from the day. And, you know, they look good with the colors and everything, but she was actually facing the other way. And so instead of trying to flip my template so that her two photos were over here, I still wanted to keep them on this side. So in my program that I manipulate my photos, I actually flipped the photo. So technically these photos were originally taken this way. But for the sake of my layout, I flipped them, and it makes no difference. There's no words in the background. Wording in the background is what will kind of mess you up if you want to try and flip your photos horizontally. Hey, Kimberly, nice to see you're watching. So now we need to do a little bit of stamping and a little bit of die cutting. And again, I said we were going to be using that Let's Party Scrapbooking Stamp and Thin Cuts. The first stamp I want to use is this balloon, and I'm also going to be using the It's Just a Number. And I'm going to be stamping both of those onto White Daisy. And so I'm going to use my platform because I'm stamping onto White Daisy and I'm using Intense Black ink, and these are brand new stamps. So I have seasoned them by rubbing my hand on them and, you know, trying to get them all seasoned up, ready to accept ink and not have the ink bead up on the stamp. But I find with my intense black, especially the intense black, I will need to stamp it a couple of times, probably because I need to re-ink. I almost always need to re-ink because intense black gets used the most. But with the platform, I can make sure that my stamped images don't move around in between. And if they do, like that, I can just tuck them back in the corner. There we go. And let's give it another go. Inky, inky, inky. I can tell the way it's going onto the stamp that I might require a third stamp, but that's okay. That's why we're doing it this way. Like that. Because especially with black, if these were just colors, it actually wouldn't show up as much, but especially with black, you want to make sure that it's bold and black. That it's all covered, because otherwise it just looks like a photocopy that didn't quite come through. I find that's how my brain reads it. It's like it's there, but it's not quite there. There we go. That's looking good for the balloon and for the banner. I'm loving that. I should clean those stamps off right away, but I'm not going to because that's how I roll. So I'm just going to set them aside. And then we need to do some die cutting. So in here with our stamp, we also have the thin cuts. Let me pull these out. Sorry, there's a bit of noise in my hallway because my my kidlets are doing things. And let me just grab the balloon here. And we're going to stick this on here. While we're doing this, though, we may as well cut a few things. I'm going to grab a little bit of washi tape to hold this on. I like to stamp first and then die cut. My brain works better that way. So there's that. This one we're going to have to fussy cut if we want it fussy cut. We could leave it just as is. But I'm also going to bring in a piece of the Bluebird cardstock, and I want to use the light side of the Bluebird, and I'm going to die cut the numbers for her birthday, the 13. So we've got our 1 and our 3. I can actually put them side by side. Let me grab my die cut machine. I don't even stick down my numbers. They just free float. And then you make whatever sandwich your machine needs. You stick that on. If that one was a bulkier number, I wouldn't be able to put them side by side. But it's just a thin, wafer thin. And so I can cut them all at the same time. Run them through. Now, of course, static rules. See that? It sticks to the plastic. I always find that happens. And then let me grab, what am I trying to grab? I'm trying to grab my piercing tool, but I don't see it, so I'll grab my tweezers to lift those. There's my 13. There's my balloon. And then we can put this. I always store mine on the floor. I figure if it's going to be big and heavy, it might as well be on the floor. And then it won't fall any further. Let's put our dies back in here so we don't lose them. Very important. Don't lose your dies. It's a sad day when you realize you've lost them. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And the 3 does have a right way and a wrong way. So there. We've got those. Let me see. Am I going to fussy cut that? No, I'm gonna leave it the way it is. It'll give it a little bit of a buffer from the pattern in the background, and I think that's good. So I'm gonna set those there. They're gonna go here. On this side, though, we're going to bring in our beautiful sticker sheet. And I love how, don't those colors just look good with the photos? I am super excited about that because I obviously did not plan that. Her birthday was back in August, and I had no idea this collection was coming. So yay for serendipity. So we're going to use this big happy birthday banner on here. Now we're going to have to do a little bit of by guess and by gollying to get this to work. So I'm going to do it as 2 swags because that's how it is on the example. And so the first letter I'm going to put is the center one. I'm actually going to grab a couple. We're going to go H-A-P because I want to just eyeball where these are going to land and then get the P in there like that, because that's the center one, right, of the word happy. Now, if you want that A to stand out a little bit from the ballerina background, you could ink the edges. You could go with a little journal pen and just do a hand-drawn border. I'm going to leave mine the way it is. Let's grab P and Y. We're going to try and mimic the angles on the other side. So we've got happy, and then we're going to come in with one of the little bursties here. There's a little Sundance bursty to kind of make a border in between that and the word birthday. And now we need to kind of start at the B because we've started. So we need to start at the B. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in between these two is the bottom of our curve. So I'm going to grab all 4 of these, and we're going to try and work on our curves. Personally, I have no problem with curves. I got a lot of them. Or bulges, I don't know. But let's see if we can't get our curve to look somewhat even-ish. Our T, it can't be exactly straight yet because now the H is going to start up the other way. H, D, A. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking when you're trying to get something to fit, right? Now we are a little off to the side, but remember when I was looking at this before, I said, oh, you know, sometimes what's helpful with all these little extra doodads is that you can take a sticker and kind of even out everything. So we've got a little bit of a gap here and a little bit more gap here. So let's just put another sticker there. And that kind of helps keep everything a little bit straighter, a little bit more even. And you can kind of by guess and by golly it sometimes, right? Okay, now from our sticker sheet, we're going to grab this yellow Sundance star. We're going to add that here by our photo like that. And then we're going to grab this blue star. When it's your birthday, you're the star for a day, right? And then a little red star. And make a nice little cluster of stars happening there. Then let's come over to the other page. And we're going to add a few more stickers. I'm going to grab the Let's Celebrate because we've got this fun group photo here. So we're going to add Let's Celebrate kind of along the edge of the photo, sticking up above the photo mat. And then let's add in our items that we're going to kind of cluster down here. So first off, we've got the It's Just a Number. Okay, so let's add some tape behind here. I kind of wavered one way or the other about whether I wanted to fussy cut this because, you know, it's a banner. So you think fussy cut it. However, I'm gonna leave it on there to give it a buffer from the patterns behind. And I kind of want it a little bit over here, like so, kind of straight-ish. And then we're gonna take our 13, and you know what? Glue might work best for this. There's my glue. Ooh, way up on top of my stack. I have the the organizer for all the inks, and there's a little tray on the very top, and so it's way up on the top of the stack. It's a long reach. So then we're going to add our 13, and we're going to do it kind of this way and that way. It doesn't have to be straight. We're going to make it a little crookedy. If you're going to end up crooked, you might as well start out crooked on purpose. So we're going to do our little 13, kind of a little this way and that way. And then we can add in our hello. Hello 13. It's just a number. And you know what? We're going to even tuck this a little bit behind the 13. So it kind of covers up some of that expanse of the black ink. But then you remember our acrylic shapes that I just sort of shoved off over here when we were doing our catalog launch and the walkthrough. We've got this cute little balloon here. We need to grab our glue dots. I find that these are the easiest thing for adding acrylic shapes to things. Let's see. I'm just trying to decide if it makes any difference which side we use. I don't think I have any preference one way or the other. But let's add some glue dots on there. And we're going to kind of give a little overlap like that. We're going to add another little acrylic shape, a little white star layered up on top of there, kind of like our little glinty spot. And then we also have a little acrylic tail that we can add. One glue dot there, one glue dot there. Now these are micro glue dots, so they're tiny. But even so, it kind of sticks out. So all you got to do is just kind of push it in behind, and then you're good to go. And our little tail. How fun is that? And then let's also find, I'm just rooting through the pile here, find a little blue star. There we go. And another glue dot. Like that. We'll add that onto our black balloon. And then there should be a little black star. And I like that there is black incorporated with this, especially with these photos, because Julia's wearing a black shirt. So the black kind of picks up on that and tones down the sweet from the pink in the background. Now let's grab one of these little blue bursts from the acrylic shapes. And we're going to add some little sort of party confetti goodness happening here. Let me see. There's a little pink star. Grab that. And then from the sticker sheet, there's a little blue heart somewhere. Shout if you see the little blue heart. I see a green heart, a yellow heart. I see a yellow and a green and a pink and a red. I don't see a blue heart. Maybe there's a blue heart die cut. No, there is not. Ooh, it's a mystery. Where is the... Maybe it's not blue. Oh, it's green. That's why. It's a little green heart. That makes more sense, because otherwise there would be two blue things, and we're trying to go for pizzazz and party. And then over on this side, we want another little heart. I think it's supposed to be the little pattern dots. But that looks too big, maybe. Is there another one? There's that one and that one. That's a star. Okay, we need a yellow heart. We found that. There we go. A little yellow heart. We're going to tuck it down there. I've just knocked over my glue. And then a little blue star right there. And, I don't see the heart I'm looking for, but let's use this one. Maybe it is this one. It just looks bigger because of the outline. And you know what? These little outliney bits, you can come later with your scissors and cut those out and use them as outline stickers. You totally can. I do that all the time because why waste them? They're a nice little sticker that's on there just waiting for you to use. Okay, so now let's come over to the other side here. We've got our happy birthday. We've got our stars. Let's add, let's get rid of some backing paper there. We're going to add a black, a little bursty over here, like that, and a white one. These show up really nice on that colorful check. A white one, like that. And then we've also got some journaling strips to go on here. Let's find one more black little star to go here. And a tiny little pink bursty. This makes them go on nice and easy when you use that. And then a little blue one. Is there another little blue star? There's a little blue star. A bigger blue star, but it'll work. Right there. And then from our sticker sheet, we're going to grab the yay. And that's going to tie in with our yay that's down here. We're just going to stick that up there like that. And now for our journaling, what we've got is a 1/2 inch strip of white daisy that we can add down here. So I'm going to think about what I'm going to be doing in terms of journaling, and then I can just write that on. And the good thing about using either a sticker journaling strip, which Close to My Heart has, or a piece of cardstock, is that if you muss it up, then you just cut yourself another piece and you don't have to put the mussed up one on your layout, right? Now, I don't do journaling live because I always end up mussing it up. So we'll set that aside for later. But there is our completed Let's Party 13 is just a number layout using all of those gorgeous pattern papers, and really everything was done with those 4x4 squares. We've got 6 over here, 3 over here, just one more piece of the confetti paper on top of our light side of the ballerina cardstock, adding in those stickers and acrylic pieces for our title and embellishments. And then, of course, a little bit of stamping over here to get our hello balloon and our is just a number for our hello 13 is just a number. And we could even add more journaling over here if we wanted. Now I do have to remove the adhesive that I just added on the back of my layouts. And to do that, I have my rub and remove eraser. And all you do is just start from one side, and this will just kind of roll that adhesive right up until it's just a little ball of goo. And there you go. No more sticky. So it can go right into your memory protector, ready for sharing in your album with somebody. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that layout come together. Now we're going to be back on again for some more live crafting. Be sure to check out the event. There will be some information posted and a few games going on over there. And so you can check that out in between times. And I'll be posting about the catalog launch party special. We're just heading towards 4 o'clock now, so I will be back on at I'm going to say 4:45 for another live crafting video. So we will see you then. All right, have a wonderful afternoon. See you soon. Toodaloo. Bye.